So I'm here today because it's the first day of school and I am all dressed and ready to go and I have to leave here in just a couple of minutes. I'm actually on time. Holy crap. That's amazing. But something I want to note real quick is that it took me a full hour to get dressed and be able to be on time, whereas it used to take me 30 to 45 minutes. And so that's a difference that I'm going to have to get used to this year, is getting up that extra, 15, 20, 30 minutes earlier than I did. But I can do it, I just have to go to bed a little bit earlier, which I didn't last night. I stayed up until 2 a.m. watching Hill House. But that's not going to happen again, except on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday nights, because I don't have classes on Tuesday or Thursday. Saturday or Sunday, obviously. So right now it's 9:44. It's time to go, and I'll have some time after Spanish, and I'll check back in then and let you know how first day of Spanish went. Hey guys, so I'm really sorry I didn't end up coming back for the rest of the first day of school. It was quite crazy, quite busy, really insane. But it was a really great time, and I got to see some people that I've really missed the past couple months and spend time with them and talk to them and kind of let them know what's going on. And even though it was really difficult to, have to tell all these people what's going on and what things are looking like and all of that, their responses were hard to take, but at the same time it kind of made me feel really cared about and really loved, to know that all of these people here at school are so upset and are so worried about me, and I think that's just wonderful. They're wonderful people. Right now I am out on the path, and it actually goes from my apartment to tennis courts, and it's kind of funny. I'm like watching all these people trying to walk to class and whatever, and I'm just sitting here. Like, I got all my homework done for the day, like for today and tomorrow. I got my phone calls made, I got my emails sent, all that stuff. Like, I'm done. And so I'm trying to walk. I'm decided I'm going to try to walk a little bit every day and do some cardio, and so far it's going alright. I had a seizure earlier today because I bent over to play with my doggo and got back up way too fast, and then I sort of, I was headed to the other room, and I went and I had to stop, and I got stuck there for a few minutes having this partial seizure. I say when I have a seizure, I mean like a partial seizure. I don't mean a full, grand mal convulsing, passed out, unconscious seizure. I've only had one of those, and so now I still have a headache. I took some Tylenol for it, but it still hurts. But yeah, I'm walking, and it's supposed to be 60 degrees, but it doesn't feel like it, and you can hear the wind. So I think I'm gonna have to head back because I'm getting really cold. But I wanted to check in, and I wanted to tell you guys about the first day. Spanish was pretty cool. I actually know 2 people in that class. One of them wasn't there yesterday. That doesn't surprise me. And so that's really cool. And then I know a few other people in my psycholinguistics class, and I'm getting a phone call, so I'll talk to you later. Hi! So I'm back for the first week of school videos. It was supposed to be a video on the first day, but it's now turned into the first week, and the week is actually not over. I am doing this last bit here today, Thursday, January 10th? Yeah. Okay, I had to check the date, sorry. And so from now on, I'm going to be trying to figure out how to record all of my vlog videos on here rather than the computer, because my computer's quality is just not flattering. It's just really not. And it's not clear, it's not focused, it doesn't look good, and I want these to look as good as they possibly can. So I'm going to be doing them on here, and I decided to go ahead and do like a first week of school rundown because it ended up taking me 2 days to cover the first day. So I was like, oh, why not? I do not have anything from yesterday. Yesterday was Wednesday, and yesterday was really a day. I want to take a minute to talk about it because I want to be as honest as I possibly can in these videos, and part of that is going to be a little uncomfortable, but you know what? Such is life, right? Such is life. Sorry. I'm like trying not to look at myself. Okay, I was looking way too far up. That's why I had to take a minute and look at myself instead of looking at the camera. So yesterday I did something that was quite a milestone for me, and it ended up being a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. I signed the paperwork and turned it into Abbott File to switch my theater major to a minor. For those of you who are watching this who are my people from theater, yes, I am leaving, more or less, but it's just not, it's not the place for me. I have found that out. You know, I've been here, this is my 4th year, and not only are the physical demands, you know, too much for what I'm trying to deal with right now, but I don't want to perform, and I don't want to do tech. What I want to do is write. I want to do playwriting, and I'll talk about my playwriting class in just a minute. But those reasons and some other reasons, it was a very difficult, ended up being a very difficult decision, but one that needed to be made, and I truly believe I made the right one. But it was hard because, you know, one of the reasons I made that was because of what I'm going through right now. And the fact that, you know, I physically can't finish what I had wanted to do for the major. And I had to give up some classes that I had looked forward to from before I ever actually started at USI. You know, I had always wanted to take the stage combat class, and I was registered for it for this spring, actually, and I obviously did not get to do that. I'd always wanted to take acting for the modern stage, and that's not going to happen, nor is you know, the Shakespeare acting class, but instead what I am filling the void with, to be kind of existential about it, is just that, existentialism. So philosophy and writing and pretty much that's it. But also some psychology and cognitive science. And you know, it was difficult to sort of sign over all of that hard work, and I had taken a lot more classes than needed technically, you know, than needed for the minor, but not nearly enough for the major, not the right ones for the major, and I can finish everything else, assuming that it works out the way I have been planning it within the year and a half, and I can still graduate in spring 2020. As long as I am able to continue taking classes and taking part in all the other things I need to do to be able to graduate. And had I kept theater, I would not be able to do that. And yeah, I'm realizing that, you know, having the major as a playwright was not what I needed. Having the minor and then dedicating that other time to my writing and to other creative writing courses is much, much better for me in so many aspects. So that was something really difficult, and I have been thinking about it honestly for a while, and I did not think it would be as difficult as it was. But you know what? That's okay, because you have to have the difficult things so that other things can be easy. You know, like when I added my philosophy major, that was so easy. that was, I mean, I wanted to tell people I was majoring in philosophy before I was ever actually a major. And I really love that. You know, I want to tell people that I'm studying creative writing and I'm not even officially studying creative writing yet. Those things are easy. So, in the end, it all equals out. Other than that, for a second day of classes, it went pretty well. We got into some, really into some learning in both of my classes that I had yesterday, and they both seem like they're going to be pretty cool and a lot of fun. And I found out that we don't have papers for psycholinguistics. What is this? I'm not okay. We have actual tests and an actual final? What is Dr. C doing to us? Which is what people say when they take his cross-listed classes and he makes us write like 3 papers, and the psych people are like, what are you doing to us? But no, seriously, I'm like, what? And so I don't have any papers to write, papers to write until like after spring break. What? And I don't know what to do with that. Of course, I guess that's better than the semester that I had 2 years ago, like spring 17, where I had to, sorry, I have to readjust. I'm not wanting to, but I'm getting a cramp. Where I had like 12 papers in a single semester, and that was wicked. But also, it was really fun. I had 3 philosophy classes, and it was really hard. I was advised against it, I will admit. But I did it. I made it. And so instead, now I get to talk about the good news that I got actually this morning, which was that playwriting has been approved, and I got to look at my syllabus yesterday and found out that part of what I have to do, what the main course, because it's an independent study, what it's going to focus on is me writing either a long 1-act or a full-length, which is 2-act, play, and I have to workshop it twice, go through editing, all of that fun stuff, and the final for that class is going to be a staged reading of my play, and I'm freaking out. Partly because I just have wanted to do a staged reading of a full-length play of mine forever, since I had thought I was going to finish The Philosophy of Love, which I will. At some point, I will. But haven't. And also because I don't know where I'm going to get people to be in it. But it's all good, because I'm just being so happy, and I'm either going to go with a piece that, if I can, I wrote as a story previously, but decided I wanted to turn into a play. But if I can't go with that, then I'm going with another idea that I'm not sharing yet, because I want it to be a surprise, which actually everyone who knows me will totally not be surprised when they find out what it's about. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow, hoping that I wrote down the psycholinguistics reading somewhere, because I'm not entirely sure I did. Just being real. Hoping I did the right one. Or I'm going to do it. Hoping I have the right one to do. And then finished the Spanish homework, did alright. I also did 2 days worth of math homework today. 2 days? What is that? What that is that it's online and it's not horribly hard, at least not right now. So that's good. Functioning wise, all other school specific stuff aside, I've been doing alright. I slept for like 12 or 13 hours today, and I think I actually slept too much, but I was exhausted. I've taken a couple of involuntary naps. Well, actually, like 1 involuntary nap since I've been here, and 1 totally voluntary nap, and that was yesterday afternoon, evening. And it has not been too much of a struggle right now, which is really good. But I know the longer I go, some weeks will be like this and some weeks will be a lot harder. Some days will be really good, some days will be hard, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, psychologically. I guess mentally and psychologically, or emotionally and psychologically are the same thing. I don't know. Tune in later in the semester after I find out about that in psycholinguistics. So, there are going to be hard days. There are going to be rough days, and, there are going to be rough weeks. But that's okay, because every day that I get up and I get dressed and, eventually at some point get out of bed, get dressed, and take care of my dog and do my homework and continue to live my life as best as I can while I'm going through this, that's a good day. In fall 2017, I had a quote and I said, "Any day that I don't need a new part is a good day." And I sort of took all of those good days for granted. And my good days have changed a little bit now, but you know what? That doesn't make them any less good. And that doesn't mean that my great days are any less great. It means they are even more great. And they are even more good. Better. Even better. And here I say I want to study English, right? Looks like I need to be studying a little bit more. Everything is exactly the way it is supposed to be, and I want to leave this video and this week, which quote do I want to use? I could pull out my old standby favorite quote. I'm going to use the one that's on my board. I'll post a picture of that. And it says, "I am the fire." And it's from a Hailstorm song. For those of you who don't know Hailstorm, who will probably never ever listen to Hailstorm, it's okay. Although I definitely 100% recommend them if you're into rock at all. Even if you're not, I recommend listening to this song. Super rocky, but And she says, "I promise to myself alone and no one else." And the song's about her making this promise, and she says, "I am the fire," And one of the other lines says, "I'm the one I've been waiting for," and it's about her being her own hero and realizing that she is and can be her own hero. And that's what's written on my quote board with my little magnetic Nietzsche up in the corner because, Nietzsche. Now I'm going to make everybody who is watching this cry, and I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to put a disclaimer on it. But, that is what I want to be. That is what I'm trying to be. I am trying to be the fire. I am trying to be my own fire. And if I had to pick an element to be, I would say that I would be fire, because it is the only inanimate object that is alive, or inanimate thing that is alive. And there's an irony to that, and I love irony. And there's something unusual about that, and I love that. And I'm going to continue tomorrow, and especially next week, to continue being the fire for myself and for all of those that I love, for my family, for my friends, for everyone following me on Facebook and on these videos online, or following them through Facebook. And before I cry again, I'm gonna say that's it for today, and see you guys next week. Maybe.